8:30 cut. We are on it this morning. Where is everybody? Where is everybody? That's what my little brother used to say. I think it was my little brother when he wanted to know where everybody was at. Where's everybody this morning? All right. I have some really great stuff to share. So grab your teammates and tell them to hop on, because one of the things I'm going to talk about is you're either on time or you're late. Can't have both. You're either on time or you're late. They sleeping. I know. I'm like, summer break is, I told Luke he's got like 8 weeks of school after like 7, something like that. And he is thrilled that it's going to be summer break. And so am I, because it means not having to like do in the morning routine, and I can switch things up for a bit. Well, there's 100 reasons why summer coming is so good. But with that being said, during the summer, this 8:30 Zoom, some people don't seem to be getting up as early. And I know you West Coasters, it's even earlier for you. So when your kids don't have to go to school, it kind of changes things. But we are talking about going pro and being professionals in our business. So that might mean having a start time in the morning that we have to get going. All right. So we are going to cover skill 4, 5, 6, and 7 this week. That's a lot of skills. So knowing that I can talk a lot, we're going to go ahead and get started and get this rolling with skill number 4. Okay. Skill number 4 is following up with your prospects. And how many of you have heard the saying, the fortune is in the follow-up? So we can have, I'm on time with the towel on my head. Good job, Pammy, Amy, proud of you. How many times have you heard that? Fortune is in the follow-up. We do all of this reach out and posting on Facebook and Instagram and social media and curating our stories and doing all this great stuff and offering people to sample or try out an experience of our product or service. And then they go into the deep, dark dungeon hole of a bucket with a hole in it, and they fall out the bottom because we forget to follow up with them, or we just don't, or we have a great system for reaching out and connecting people to our product, opportunity, or service. And then we forget that the follow-up part is like the most important part of the business almost. It is, on average, it takes 4 to 6 touch points with a prospect. I want to find a new word for prospect. If you have some ideas for a different word for prospect, can you throw those in the comments for me? I really would like to change my language. I'm not certain that I love the idea of prospect. I almost feel like I'm a lion hunting my prey when I say prospect. Maybe it's because prey and prospect seem so similar to me. So I would love to find a different word for that and then change my brain to use it. So your prospects take 4 to 6, an average of 4 to 6 hits before they are going to take an even further look or say yes to the opportunity, product, or service. So you want to make sure that you have a follow-up system, that you are engaging in follow-up regularly every single day. You have it in your IPA, your income producing activities. I was asked on a company Zoom last week if they're what I consider to be a list of the IPA activities. And I told her, I don't really think there's anything but reaching out, honestly. Like if you're not reaching out, there's no income to produce anyway. So let's just work on reaching out. The rest will come. I take that back just a small smidge. I do believe that the number one income producing activity is, this is a contact sport. The more people you contact, the more people you recruit. However, the contact sport also means you have to contact them more than once. So we will add follow-up into this game, right? So follow-up is also contacting. So I believe that IPA also means doing your follow-up. So if we are reaching out and contacting people and we are following up, we are doing the 2 most important things in your income producing activities on a daily basis. So if you don't have a follow-up system in place, I highly recommend that you produce one, get one, grab your upline, grab a teammate that might have a really good follow-up system and duplicate that. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. There's probably already something created for you. So let's get on with skill number 4. Following up with your prospects is doing what you said you would do, even when the excitement has passed. We get so excited to share our product, service, or opportunity with somebody that we like, vomitosis all over them and give them all these details. And that's all great. And then the excitement might pass a little bit. Here's where the poser comes in. We expect everybody's just going to jump at our product, service, or opportunity because we're so excited. So we do this initial reach out, and then the excitement passes and we forget to follow up with them. So it's doing what you said you were going to do, even when the excitement has passed. If you set a specific appointment with somebody, and which you should have, like your whole point is to set appointments with people, set the follow-ups, then you make sure that you're on time and don't go missing in action and all of that, because then you just take the professionalism out of your business, the belief that you're capable of doing it from this third party, and the confidence they might have in you, because you can't even show up for the follow-up that you said you were going to do. If you send somebody a sample of your product, or tell somebody you're going to send them a video to take a peek at, or you're going to get them on a call with third-party validation, any of the tools that you have, and then you fail to do that in the time frame you specified you would do it in, you already look like you don't know what you're doing. You've already taken a chunk out of that confidence they have in you because you didn't do what you said you were going to do. And it's part of the follow-up system, is doing what you said you would do, even when the excitement passes. Get a physical or electronic calendar with functions to help remind you of the appointments that you set. So I almost want to fast forward just a second to the bottom of my list. I think it's on this one. Yes. The whole point in your follow-up system is to set another touch point with them, to set another exposure. That's the word I'm looking for. The reason for your exposure is to get another exposure. So you're setting an appointment, and in that appointment, your goal is to set another appointment or exposure. You need to expose them 4 to 6 times on average to your product, service, or opportunity before they're going to say yes. The average person. Some people will say yes right away. Some people won't say yes until the 12th exposure. So you have to remember, every time you have that one person you're coming in contact with that might be interested, you might have to follow up with them 12 times before they tell you to piss off. Okay. So just get to that point. You have to get to that point. You have to get that serious about your business. And your whole goal is to get an exposure to get another exposure. So I'm going to give you an example of how that process would flow. And this was just like a smattering of ideas, and I listed them out here. So I'm going to just kind of read this off to you. So this is an example more in your digital world, because when network marketing, I'll even reverse this, maybe just 7 years ago, network marketing was literally more of a belly to belly business, a phone call, conference call, meet at Panera or Starbucks, belly to belly type business. It wasn't done as digitally as it is now. So let's look at this from a digital perspective on how you would expose to expose to expose to expose to expose. Okay. So, I was just reading, I was like trying to find my place in my notes, and it's like, you're either early or you're late. Okay. Let me say that again. Your exposures, your meetings, your schedule, you are either early or you are late, not on time. I said it wrong earlier. You are either early for your appointment or you are late. There's only that. Okay. If you're supposed to be at a meeting or on a call at 10 o'clock, if you get on at 10 o'clock, you're probably at 10 o'clock and 16 seconds, which means you're late. So you get on at 9:59, 9:58, 9:57, 9:56, and you're prepared, because we're going to talk about being prepared too in all this. Okay, so example in the digital world. So you post something in your stories and someone sees it in your stories. By the way, you can look at the people who are viewing your story. So use that as a tool. I know Nicole Brown's on here, and she told me that she literally, and I think this is amazing, goes through all the people who view her stories and she reaches out to them. They're viewing her stories. They're in her space. Yeah, she put it out there publicly, but they're in her space viewing it. They could swipe past it, but they're viewing her story. So she reaches out to them. That's fair game. They've watched her stories, especially somebody who's repeatedly watching your stories. Okay. So they see this, you see that they've looked at it, or they maybe even comment, maybe they send you a message. Okay. And so now you know they're somewhat interested. The goal now is another exposure. They've been exposed kind of once. I wouldn't count this as your first exposure when you're looking at the 4 to 6. I would say this is your little reach out. This is how you grabbed them. Now we actually need to expose them further. So ask them if they are experiencing XYZ, fill in the blank, that your product or service solves. I'm going to use the example of sleep in this one just to make it real easy. Nicole has posted something in her stories about a product that helps with sleep, and they have been viewing it for a while, and she keeps posting it because it's something that she uses regularly and it helps her. So she posts about it. So they're viewing it all the time. She reaches out to her friend, Sally, Susie, whoever, and says, hey, I noticed that you've been seeing my stories a lot on this product that we have that helps with sleep. How is your sleep? Leave it at that. Keep it short and simple. Don't tell them all about your product. Just, you want to get to an exposure. You want to find out their interest level. So they answer back and they're like, yeah, I kind of have a problem sleeping. That's why I've been watching your stories. And I'm like really interested in what that is. People won't reach out. This is where you have to get serious and professional about your business. They will watch that story for 72,000 times that you post about that product. And until you reach out to them, they're not going to tell you that they have a problem sleeping. Right? Am I right? I know I'm right. So go ask them. You keep watching this because you have a problem with sleep? What is the worst they're going to say? No, right? Okay, move on to the next. Great. I'm so glad that you have like incredible sleep. I've struggled with it for a really long time. Just saw that you were seeing my stories all the time. Wondered if maybe you struggled with it too. Boom, done. Out of the way. On to the next one, right? We can move that out of the way, on to the next one, or you can create that into another conversation. You sleep well. So are you energized all day long then? You have incredible energy. Guess what the friend could say next? No, I sleep incredible, but I wake up exhausted. I hate it. I drink 2 pots of coffee. Oh, boom. Now let's talk about another product that we have, right? So she just opens the door for a conversation to do that. Okay, back to my list here. So exposure 1 could be, yes, she does have a problem sleeping. And this is what Nicole then needs to say. Do you have a couple minutes to review something if I send it over to you? Would you? If you have a couple of minutes, if I sent you something, would you have a couple of minutes to view it? And you might send them, as an example, a write-up about the product, a video about the product, a voice clip from you about how the product has been amazing. ATM method, if you use it. If you don't, maybe we should just do a training on here, Sydney, totally about ATM, because I know we do it for our team, but other people may not use it, which is add tag message. Kind of have to have like a customer page or group for that. So as an example, you could add tag message them in something. Yes, she says, I do have time. Great. This is where you have to get professional about your business now. Set an appointment. I know that sounds silly if you're just going to send her a voice clip or an article or a piece of information about that one single product. Set the appointment. This is the best way for you to treat your business professionally. Set the appointment. This will ensure your follow-up with this person. Okay, so set the appointment. If I send it over now, would you have time to take a peek at it today? Get very specific with them, extremely specific, because what she's going to say is, yeah, send it right over. Or no, today I am slammed. Can you send it to me tomorrow? Great. Now you know your prospects, your prospective person. You know what their schedule is. You know if they can or they can't look at it today. You're respecting their time. You're respecting them. They appreciate that almost immediately and like you for it. So you're now treating them like you care about them, and you're being professional about your business, which then gives them confidence in you that you will do what you say, because you have gone through the method of doing this appropriately. So do you have a couple minutes? Yes, set the appointment. If I send it over now, can you take a peek at it today? Great. She says, yes, great. I'll send it right over. If you have any questions, just shout and check, and I will check in with you tomorrow morning. Is that a good time? Again, you're setting another appointment. You're telling her that you are going to check in with her unless she has questions and reaches out to you. You're going to check in with her tomorrow morning. Now put it in your calendar. You don't want to go 3 mornings or 4 mornings and not check in with her when you said you're going to check in with her tomorrow morning. Guess what happens tomorrow morning when you don't check in with her? She'll probably forget that you were even supposed to check in with her. But in 3 days when you check in with her, she's going to be like, I thought you were supposed to check in with me like 3 days ago. Right? She's immediately going to be like, well, obviously she's scattered. She doesn't know what she's doing. That's a little much, I know, but it is what people do in their brains. You follow up the following morning, she's gonna be like, wow, that sleep product must really work for her because she really wants to help me with it. She really wants to help me with it. And I want her help because my sleep sucks. I want to feel better. Okay. So you follow up with her the next morning. Tomorrow morning, you check in. What did you think? Make it simple. Don't vomit on her. Don't tell her all about your experience. Don't tell her all the ingredients of the product. Just ask her what she thought of the stuff you sent her, the voice clip, the video, the whatever it was. And then if you have a product or service or opportunity that you can sample, here is where you go next, right? If she's like, wow, that was an interesting piece of information. I wonder if it would help me. Or that was a great piece of information, but I've tried similar things and it hasn't worked for me. Right? So this is where you could bring in a sample. Well, great. If I could send you a sample of our product or service or opportunity, trying to make this like across the board. Okay, guys, so work with me. If I could send you a sample of our product or service or opportunity, would you be able to try it as soon as you get it? I'm putting a time frame on it because I don't want it sitting on her bathroom counter. I don't. I want to make sure I'm setting an appointment with her. This is setting appointments in the digital world, okay? Because now we're going to send her something and I'm not meeting with her to do it. So I'm going to set an appointment for her to try it. Okay, so she says, well, yes, because you just used if I, would you. I'm going to give you something. Will you try it? Now it's up to you whether you charge for those products or services, those experiences. That's totally up to you. And so I'm trying to get back to my notes. If I would you like to try a sample for 3 days, see more, hear more, product, service, show them more videos, whatever it is that you need to get them to. Great. I'm going to mail you a sample. You should have it by Friday. Okay. You know, the mail system a little wonky right now. So, but if I'm sending it out on Monday, you should have it by Friday. If I'm sending it out by Tuesday, you should still probably have it by Friday. Will you be able to try it out Friday night? I'm setting an appointment for her to try the product. This is how professional you need to get with your follow-ups. Oh, okay, great. Friday doesn't work. You're usually out late, you're doing other things. What about Sunday? Sunday works for you? So you'll try it Sunday night. Great. I'll check in with you Monday morning to see how your sleep went. Would that be okay? Does Monday morning work? Good for you? She says yes, or she says no, and we set a different appointment time based on her response. Okay. So Monday morning comes around. I message her because I have in my calendar. I need to message Susie. I sent her a trial of my product. She's trying it Sunday night. I need to message her Monday morning and see how it went, not Thursday morning. Okay. Monday morning. How did it go? Did you sleep better? How did it taste? Did you like it? Do you have any questions about it? Great. Are you going to go for night 2 tonight? I sent you a 3-day sample. So we're going to do this 3 days in a row, right? Yes. Good. I'll check in with you again tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. Would that be a good time? Is tomorrow afternoon okay with you? Great. At this point, she knows you are meticulous. If she's even contemplating your business model, she wants to follow somebody like that. Am I right? I'm right. Okay. If she's even thinking about doing your opportunity with you off of this one product experience, she now knows you are what she wants to emulate. Great. I'm gonna check in with you tomorrow afternoon. Okay, it's tomorrow afternoon. How did night number 2 go? Great. We have one more night left. If I could help you place an order today so that you don't go too many more nights not sleeping, would you have some time today that we could do that? Now you're asking for the sale. If I would you, if I could help you, would you have the time? Okay. So now we're going in for the kill, right? Yeah, is now a good time? Immediately ask. If she says yes, I would like to do that. Get the sale now. Don't put an appointment off for later unless she makes you. Okay. So great. Is now a good time? She's either going to say yes or she's going to say no. Okay. Now is not a good time. We're only going to need like 5 minutes. Okay. And make sure she knows how long it's going to take. Cause maybe she'll be like, oh, well, actually I do have 5 minutes right now. I thought it might take longer. If she says, no, I have 5 minutes later, then ask her what time. Okay. Can I call you at 7 p.m. tonight? Hop on a Zoom, whatever, however you want to communicate with her. Is 7 p.m. tonight? Make it specific. Is 7 p.m. tonight a good time for you? Great. I'll call you at 7 p.m. and we'll get this placed so you don't have any more restless nights. reiterate what your product's going to do for her, and hang up the phone. Y'all got the appointment time. You're going to call her at 7. You know what it's for. She knows what it's for. The appointment is set. Hang up the phone. You don't need to vomit on her. She's already made her decision. We're good. Okay. Make sure you call her at 7 p.m. Don't screw that up. Set it in your reminders in your phone. It takes an average of 4 to 6 exposures to get somebody to say yes to your product, opportunity, or service. How many exposures was that? I don't know. I didn't count them up. That might happen over the course of a week. That might happen over the course of a day if you have something that's more digital that you're not mailing them, right? That could be done 100,000 different ways. I just wanted to give you an example of how that would work. God, I have 10 minutes left and we're only on skill number 4. This is so bad. I'm terrible. Okay. Cadency exposures for better results. Make it quick. You're going to handle some objections during that. When you're talking about exposing to promote, there's 2 things that are going to, and this is in this chapter, you can go back and read it. There's usually 2 different versions, and only 2 of why they're hesitant or not saying yes right away. And their objections are going to fall in these 2 categories. They either have limiting beliefs about themselves and the ability to do this, or they have limiting beliefs about network marketing and they don't know if they want to do that. So learn how to solve those 2 problems when you're talking promoting. As just a side note I had on here, because I only went through a product, not an opportunity-based flow. Okay. But we could do 100 different of these examples. Okay. Skill number 4 or 5. Let's move on. Helping your prospects become customers or distributors. The key, good posture and good question asking skills, not vomitosa of the product, service, or opportunity. We tend to vomitosa. Let's not vomitosa on them. Okay. Let's ask them questions. The more questions you ask them, the faster you're going to get to the problem that you can solve with your product, service, or opportunity. The more you talk, the more they back off. Just, you have to remember that when you're doing your follow-up, your conversations with people. This isn't about you. They want to hear your experience with the product, service, or opportunity, but they don't want you vomiting on them about every tiny little ingredient and every tiny little piece of the compensation plan and every tiny little piece of what's going to happen. They want to know how you're going to solve their problems, and they want to be heard, right? People love to tell you all of their problems. It's just human nature. So we tend to vomit and blab and not ask questions. So check yourself when you're doing that. The goal is to educate. Your goal is to help them make a life-changing, life-altering decision that's going to impact their life, not yours. The other, they're very assumptive in their approach. Professionals are very assumptive in their approach. Their belief is so strong and confident. People jump in on the product, service, or opportunity just because their belief is so strong in what they're doing and what they're saying. The other thing, I have done this for a really long time, and you have to be careful how you approach this and say it. However, you want them to know that they get you. I think this is the difference between posers, amateurs, and professionals in the network marketing business. We fall in love with a product. We think we want to sell it. We want to be a part of the opportunity. We start just throwing it out there to everybody, and we expect that they're just going to kind of do it on their own and make us rich. And I'm just paraphrasing here, and it just kind of is like that out there. It's kind of why network marketing can get a bad name. But you want them to know this is what good leaders do. This is what professionals do. Take it for what it's worth. You want them to know that they get you. They need to know that they get you. They need to know that they can lean on you to learn the business. I'm looking at 2 different scenarios that I'm in the middle of right now. I have a new promoter that's in her first couple of weeks in our business, going through all the steps, checking in with her every single day, making sure she has everything that she needs, doing the do with her. And then I have another person that I'm trying to get to promoting. She has tried the product in the past, loves the product. That's all solved. We don't even need to go there. We don't even need to go over that. She does not believe in herself. She doesn't believe she has the time. She doesn't believe she's done a couple of these things and none of them have worked out for her. So she's going through this phase of, should I just be a customer or should I promote? And I realized when making my notes yesterday that I kind of did her a disservice. I know that she has, I told you, it's usually one of 2 things. Or actually the book told you, I'm just repeating it. Limiting belief in themselves or limiting belief in network marketing. She doesn't have a limiting belief in network marketing, right? She's done a few of these before. She's already told me this is a problem for her. She's not been successful at any of them, blah, 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 blah. I need to go back to her and dissect that a little bit. I have not tried handling that objection. I've just tried to get her to enroll and purchase. And I forgot a step in there. I need to solve that limiting belief of her. I need to tell her that we have great systems on this team. And she gets me. I coach her, I mentor her, I help her be successful. Maybe she hasn't had that in the past. And so I need to go solve that problem today. I'm going to let y'all know how it turns out. Okay. I'm going to let you know how it turns out next week. If I forget to tell you, remind me. Okay. Always be prepared. Oh, the last thing on you get me, how you want to make sure you're saying that right. You don't want to say, I'm going to help you build your business. You want to say, I'm going to help you build your business. Depends, two different versions of saying that. It's where you put the comma. You don't want to help them build their business. You want to help them build their business. Okay. Cause they'll take it as, oh, she's going to totally build my business for me. She's really good at it. So she's going to help me build my business. So be careful. Always be prepared. Be prepared with your tools, your validations, your answers, your confidence, your samples, belief, 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 belief. You are in it. 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 You own it. You have to have that when you go in for, oh, just totally gross. When you go in for the kill, you have to. If you are strong, you have strong belief in your product, service, and opportunity, and you are in it, they're way more likely to join you or buy from you. If you seem even the least bit, not really in it, kind of just throwing this out there, a couple people bite and jump in my business, I'm going to do it. But if they don't, I'm probably going to quit. They can sense that. Ew. Why would anybody want to join that with you? Why? Okay. Ask tons of questions. Ask tons of questions. And if you need to have a better way to speak to people in a better back and forth language, please get the book, Exactly What to Say. Short, sweet, easy read, can't preach enough, has all of it in there to get you to more yeses. Now, next thing you're going to do is scale their readiness with a 1 to 10. You can ask them simply. We've talked about the opportunity. I've shared a lot with you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how close are you to getting started with me? I'm going to go use this with this girl today. I need to know on a scale of 1 to 10. Is she ready to walk away because I've irritated her? She's at like a 2, or is she at like an 8 and she's pretty ready to get started? Great. Now I need you to go to skill 5 and read this because I can't get to all of it. Obviously I talked too much on skill 4 today. Approximately, there's a list of like 4 things that he does. He asks, how much time they would need to earn, how much they would need to earn at a part-time level for this to be worth their time. And then he asked about approximately how many hours a week could you devote, and approximately how many months would you work those kinds of hours to develop that kind of income. I will tell you, I used this to a T. It's called the game plan interview. You should have one for your team. I used this with Sunshine when she started. I literally sat her down at my kitchen table, could have done it on Zoom in the digital world. I asked her I knew she wanted to leave her job. She did not want to be stuck driving an hour to and from. She was kind of miserable with it. I asked her how much she needed to make to walk away from it. I knew that figure. I needed to know how much time she could put into it and how long she would do that for. And she gave me all the answers. I knew exactly how much she needed to make to walk away. I knew exactly how many hours she could put into it on top of her job during that time. And I knew exactly how long she was going to give me, 1 year. And we went to work and we hit it in like 7 months. She gave me 1 year, right? So you have to know what they need and what they want. So scale them 1 to 10. And then you can go back and say, if I could show you how to develop an income, insert their answer to number 1 per month, working, insert their answer to number 2, over the course of the next, insert the answer to number 3, would you be ready to start? As you see, he said, if I, would you, and he used all of their answers. How likely are they going to say no after that if you have a plan to get them exactly what they just told you they would do? Their answer should entail a yes at that point. I'm going to probably stop at skill number 5, you guys, and I'm going to make sure I fit in skill number 6 and 7 because I think that was enough information for today. And if I have to cram a little bit next week, I'll cram a little bit next week. I really want you guys to take your business professional. professionally. I believe that if you really insert these skills into your business, you will soar. The only problem, the only thing standing in the way is that you don't. The only reason I haven't grown, I mean, I took a little pause in my own network marketing business to do some other things, but if I want to create more team and more success on my team, I have to get back to doing these skills myself. Some of them come naturally, some of them don't. Haphazardly following up with people because I scroll through my messenger feed and see who I didn't contact last is not treating my business professionally. I'm just using an example that I do. I have bad habits too. But the only thing sitting in your way is you. The only thing sitting in your way is not following a professional plan, not having a strategy, not having a game plan interview, not following up on time, not following up appropriately, not taking your business seriously. I've said forever, treat your business like a business. It will pay like a business. Treat your business like a hobby. It's going to pay you like a hobby. And if that's all you're in it for, because you just want to make a few extra $100 a month to add to the family budget, I'm not talking to you. But you're here at 8:30 in the morning every morning. So I'm pretty certain that you guys want to treat your business like a business. So take the same amount of time that you would plug in here and go put all of these steps to work. It's all in the book. It's all in there. So if you don't have it, I've said it every week. If you don't have it, go order it. I ordered myself a whole box of them because I'm not starting a new promoter ever again without having a copy of this book. Because I truly believe if you take all of these steps and all of these skills, you learn them, you use them, you implement them into your daily business habits, you will grow a successful team that will then duplicate those same habits. How great would that be? It's all in there for you. So you just have to read it and put it into your daily routine. I hope I was able to teach you something. I spent too much time on skill 4 and skill 5. Make me follow up with you guys next week and tell you how it went with my friend that I'm trying to bring into the business. We'll go over skill 6 and 7 and cram next week. Skill number 6, helping your new distributor get started right. And number 7, promoting events. They were a little bit shorter part of my talk, but just not enough time. We're already past 9 o'clock. So we'll be back here tomorrow morning with Sunshine, a little bit on the mindset piece of these 4 skills. Maybe she won't talk so long and she'll get all of them in. Have a great week, you guys. Talk to you later.